Hey everyone, RogueGold here, and welcome back. On this Wednesday, we have a recap for State of the Game number 136, which is October 9th, 2019. Today, Hamish had Yannick and Frederick Thylander on to talk about the Episode 2 content that's coming. And so off the bat, they just started with priority alerts, where they just said an update came out on Monday to better the situation for keys in terms of apparel caches, both for the event and the standard ones, and they also said that the apparel event has been extended by 1 week, so that's a good thing. And they hit it right off the bat with a trailer for Episode 2, which is dubbed The Last Castle, so I'll play that trailer quick.
The Pentagon. 500 hours. The last castle is under siege. DARPA's experimental tech will be gone in hours. There is no time for a plan. No time to prepare. We hit today, or we lose this fight tomorrow. Time is running out.
Alright, and then after that, they went right away into a graphic which outlines everything that's coming in TU6/Episode 2. And you'll notice right off the bat, there's not a lot of content for Episode 2, but we'll get into that. So you'll see there that it says the release date is October 15th. They confirmed that. And just to be clear, the 15th is when Title Update 6 is coming. So that's all the balancing changes. That's the PvP stuff. That's everything is coming on the 15th. And that's for everyone, regardless of what edition you own. If you have the Season Pass, then you'll also get the 2 main missions that come with Episode 2. Yes, that's all there is 2 main missions. You'll get that on the 15th if you own the Season Pass, but if not, then you'll get that 1 week later on October 22nd is when those missions will be available to you. So then they went into the actual missions for Episode 2. They showed us some pictures for those. They said first there's a little intro mission. It's not a full main mission, but it's like an activity that kind of gets you geared up to do these 2 main missions. And then Mission 1, you enter the Pentagon to kind of fend off the Black Tusk, who are trying to get some experimental technology. And so the first mission, you're trying to find a biofusion reactor. So they said that one's kind of a race against the clock for you to find that. And then Mission 2, you kind of descend deeper into the Pentagon, into the DARPA labs, which has to do with the Defense Department. So some even more experimental technology. And yeah, that's the entirety of the content for Episode 2. It's pretty lackluster, I will say. I'm sure these main missions will be great. I mean, the ones with Episode 1 were as well, but I don't see these keeping the player base happy for another however many months until we get Episode 3. But moving on, they went into Title Update 6, which is the free update for everyone on the 15th. They went into everything that includes. So just to list them off here, we have the new exotic knee pads, Sawyer's knee pads, which those look pretty cool, I will say. We have the new specialization, which I will go further into in just a minute. We have loot targeting. They showed a picture for that I'll put up. And then we have balancing, all the talent changes, all the weapon changes, all that stuff. We have the new named items. There's going to be 35 named items that have perfected talents, so those are going to be good. And then we have the updated inventory and UI, which they also showed a picture of, so I'll put that there. We have the material changes. They doubled the stash space and the number of loadouts that you have, so that's great. The expeditions are back with the new mastery system. We have the normalization revamp for PvP. We have the updated Thieves' Den, which they showed a picture of his stock that he had. He even had a named item in there, so that's pretty cool. We have the new conflict mode, which is team elimination, and a new map, which we didn't know before, but this map looks really cool. I think it's called The Wharf. It's like an abandoned fishing dock, and it looks really cool. Yannick said that it kind of encourages quick encounters, which I don't really know what to make of that, but I think that it looks really cool, and I'm just excited we're getting a new map. I think it should be pretty fun. And then Title Update 6 lastly has the increased conflict rewards, which is definitely a good thing. So then they talked about the raid. On the roadmap for post-launch content of Division 2, the second raid was called the Foundry. As the True Sons, it was originally supposed to come with this update, with Episode 2, presumably like a week or two after it dropped, so that people had time to prepare for it. They said that the raid will not be coming until next year. It has been delayed until next year. And when they said that, I think I just said wow out loud. Like, I was not expecting that at all. I thought maybe, a few weeks, we'll have to wait, that's fine, but not until next year. That's another at least 2.5 months. And that's insane that they, if it's not done, it's not done, but they need to have communicated that sooner, because that is a huge blow to a lot of the hardcore and just regular audience that was expecting another raid coming with this. So that was not good. But then they moved on to the specialization, which they showed a lot about. It's called the Technician. It's Pentagon themed. It has a lot of high-tech stuff. So the skill you get with this new specialization is called the Artificer Hive. It basically enhances your other skills, and they showed a clip of it. I'll put it up. So basically, it's on the ground. An ally or your skill flies through it. It shoots out a charge, hits that, and now it's enhanced. It does more damage, more healing, more duration, all that. The cool thing is that if the hive is on your back and you have not deployed it, it'll automatically shoot out and hit your own skills that for your other skill slot. So you don't have to deploy it for it to work on yourself and maybe your allies, but either way, the addition of that feature is really cool. I think it's going to be a cool skill to have. So then they went to the weapon, which is the P017 multi-missile rocket launcher, which sounds like it'd be really good. It's not. I think they showed a clip of it, and I'll play it. I think it's just going to be a lot of like the gunner weapon, where it's cool to have. It's not going to do much. The draw for specializations at this point is the tree, which they went into next. They also stated that this is a support class. It focuses on damage and healing. So then they went into a live feed of the skill tree, where they show the way you get ammo for the specialization is by destroying skill proxy, so enemy turrets, drones, any of that stuff. That's how you get the extra specialization ammo for this rocket launcher. And then the grenade you get for this specialization is the EMP grenade, which is really cool. I'm glad that that's being added. It's going to be useful in both PvP and PvE, and that one should be really good. So then they went into all of the little talents and perks that you get. So first off, your stationary skills have a protective field around them, so like turrets and hives. And if you're in that field, then it grants you immunity from shock and disrupt, which this is going to be huge. This is going to be really good in PvE, and in PvP it means that you can just nullify the new exotic knee pads, which were supposed to be a counter to skill builds. It means that you're just immune from those, which, I mean, it's fine. It's cool that there's a counter to a counter, but that should be really useful in both scenarios, so that's good. And then they went over some of the flat increases you get. So not all these were leveled up, but we have 10% skill damage, 10% skill healing, which skill healing, that's huge, and plus 50% skill power. So I think the skill power one, that was maxed out. 50% will be the most you get, which is also huge. And then skill healing, I think that wasn't leveled up yet, so you're going to get 20-30% extra skill healing. That's big. And then the skill damage. This spec is definitely going to be the new meta, I think, for PvE and PvP. That's my early prediction here. And then another active trait that you get is plus 15% bonus armor. The text there said when equipping a skill, but I think it means when you deploy a skill, so like a turret or a hive, not a chem launcher charge, but something that actually goes out. You get 15% bonus armor, and then 20% extra bonus armor when that skill is destroyed or it dies. So that's another really useful talent, especially with the build that I'm thinking of making next update for PvP. So that's a good one. The mod you get with this specialization is a laser pointer mod, which they said it pulses targets when you aim at them. So if that works with spotter, that would be really good. That could be a really useful mod. Lastly, the medkit. It works just like a normal medkit. You use it, you get 100% of your armor back, but it also applies healing to any friendly skills around you. Your skills or your allies, they get healed up probably to the max, I would assume, if they're within a certain radius. So that's good. Not as good as the gunner one, but I still think all the other perks of this specialization are going to make it kind of meta. And so they also then showed an inspect of the pistol, which, I mean, pistols don't really matter, but it looks pretty cool, I must say. So then the other things, they said that the field research for this specialization is going to be shorter than it was for gunner, and it's going to be a little more concise. And so because of that, they're going back and changing gunner to make it a little easier as well. for you to complete that if you don't have the season pass. And then lastly, they said that there's a free weekend coming up if you have friends that want to try out the game. It's from October 17th to the 21st. You'll be able to download the game for free and try it out. So that's it. That's all the episode 2 content, which is not a lot at all. Yeah, it's going to mean that episode 3, which is probably coming late January, early February, I would assume that's where they're putting everything. Maybe it'll have a game mode, or maybe they're just not doing game modes anymore. I mean, I don't really know what they're doing anymore. But that was the recap for State of the Game number 131. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm thinking about putting out another video in the next day or two showing some of my builds I'm thinking about for TU6 before the update drops. So that'll be out then. Keep an eye out for that. But until then, guys, RogueGold, out.